Hey guys, Carlz0r here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a game called Rodina. Rodina? I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce that title, but what I do know is that this game is classified as a space exploration game. It's developed by Elliptic Games, and is currently available on Steam Early Access. Even though it says version 1.1.1 here, the developer still considers this to be an unfinished title, and he's still working hard on it. He eventually wants to make this into a Daggerfall in space sort of game. And to do that, he's going to be adding NPCs and bases that you can raid and the ability to board enemy ships and basically turn the whole universe that he's got here, or the whole solar system, into this big, wide-open expanse that you can explore to your heart's content and live whatever kind of life you want to lead. I really hope he keeps on working really hard towards that kind of game, because while this game is really cool to play right now, a lot of those features just sound amazing, and it would make it one of the most perfect games for me ever. Especially with some of the ways that the game already kind of handles moving in and out of planets' atmospheres and stuff like that. You'll see as we play. It's pretty darn awesome. I'm going to go ahead and start showing it to you. Why is my last one called Carlz0r is in Trouble? I'm not sure about that. Okay, so we're starting off not in the traditional spaceflight view, but this is actually our walking around on foot view, and we happen to be inside of my ship right now. And this isn't what the ship looks like when you start the game. It's actually much bigger than what I have here, and I'll just give you a brief tour around. I put the engine room here, kind of in front of where the cockpit area is. I don't have anything coming off of this side yet, but over here I have a door and a little captain's quarters area, a little bathroom that I need to remember to put a light in at some point, and out here the cockpit. The default ship layout is actually much more complicated and much more spread out and stuff, but I just kind of wanted to have everything a little bit more compact, so I decided to redesign it. And the way you can do that is you go to your Airlock computer here and hit Modify Ship Layout. Then you have this really cool screen here where you can just kind of place floors and place walls and doors and props and whatever other kind of stuff that you want to throw in here. It's pretty versatile, although you are kind of limited to the shape and size constraints of the inside of the ship itself. So you can kind of express your freedom and creativity in here, although I would appreciate if there were a little bit more clear boundaries of where you can and can't place floor tiles and stuff, because I found it kind of difficult experimenting around until I found a shape that I liked. And eventually I am going to add another little wing over here if I can think of maybe like a storage room or something, I don't know. Just to kind of... It's all role-playing. There's actually a lot to do in this game, but a lot of it kind of comes from your own imagination, just enjoying the ability to have this ship that you can fly around in space and everything. Here we have our pilot wave radio, where we receive occasional messages from the game itself that kind of convey some story and give you tips about stuff that you might want to check out or whatever. Yeah, we have our archives here, which is archives of different communications that we've received from picking up these little beacons from the planet's surfaces. And that's pretty much all I want to show you in here. Well, maybe one more. That's space, and that's the planet that we're hovering over right now. And I could just jump right out of here, and I would eventually get pulled in by gravity and fall all the way to the surface of the planet. But we're not going to do that. Not right now. Maybe to end the video or something, I'll do something crazy like that. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and jump into my pilot station. And now we are piloting the ship. I'm controlling the direction that I'm facing with the mouse, and I think that can be inverted, but I'm using a non-inverted version because it is a third-person perspective currently. So I want first-person controls. Anyway, we have 3 different gears that we can shift into. This is our small maneuvering sort of thing. If we were near the planet's surface, this would be useful for kind of guiding ourselves easily down to the ground without crashing and dying and burning horribly. We have our combat speed, which is a little bit faster, allows us to maneuver a little bit better, and it's also the fastest speed at which we're able to fire our weaponry, which is left click. We have lasers, and then we also have missiles, which is pretty cool. And those missiles will lock onto targets and kind of heat seek on them, but they can be shot down, so it's a little bit of a trade-off there. One more step out into our ship, and I'll show you one other thing. I have this operations computer here, and I can turn on the ring blaster instead of the missiles, and this is just a different sort of secondary weapon. So you fire these little ring things instead, and I'm not sure totally what the gimmick of how those things work is. I don't think they home in on the target, but I think they can't be shot down, or I don't know. I haven't really played with the ring blaster things too much. Anyway, we also have our cruising speed, which is significantly faster than our combat speed, but still not the fastest we can go. This is useful for moving from one asteroid to another in the asteroid belt, which is indicated by this series of rings that's kind of circumnavigating, not really circumnavigating, just kind of circumferencing the sun here in the middle, along with these planets. This planet that we're hovering over right now, that question mark planet there, which means that I haven't discovered that one yet. The purple one there that I have been to, another question mark. Anyway, all of those places can be visited. But to get to other planets, we're going to want to shift into our liminal speed, which kind of puts us in this hyperspeed sort of thing that's kind of hard to control. But if we steer ourselves towards one of these question marks, whoa, flew right past it. Wait, where's the one I was close to? Oh, here we go. Let's use a little bit more liminal speed. Oh man, this one looks like it's absolutely surrounded by enemies. That's crazy. I'm going to go back to the planet that I was on just because I'm pretty sure there's still something there I need to get, and because I know I can kind of handle what's going on over there. I just wanted to show you liminal speed really quick. I do want to show you atmospheric entry. There's our planet. I'm shifting, by the way, if I didn't already mention this, by holding in the right-click button and pressing W or S in order to shift speeds. W and S also serve as our forward and backwards motion controls. You can't, well, it's hard to see. I am going backwards right now, as indicated by those little purple things that are the front thrusters pushing us. I am moving forward by pressing W. I can move left or right, which is kind of a strafing sort of action. And I can also rotate by using Q and E. I can also move up by pressing space. Oh, let's cancel some of that rotation. Up by pressing space and down by pressing Control. So it's kind of a 6 degrees of freedom game in a sense. And we're going to go ahead and move in closer to this planet here and maybe pick a nice spot to settle ourselves down and collect some stuff off the surface. Now, with weapons in the game, you're probably wondering, what's the combat like? Well, let me see if I can get myself into a spat of combat that I can actually handle, because there are some enemies floating around here that I absolutely cannot handle attacking yet. I think maybe if I get better stuff or something. I think I can find better stuff eventually if I explore enough of these little plus signs on the planet for supplies. Eventually I'll be able to take down something bigger and badder. But for now, we're just going to stick with these little guys, which is these little hollow red rings here around the planet. You kind of start off just moving from asteroid to asteroid and collecting a few little things here and there, and then eventually you get the liminal drive crystal. I can't remember what it's called. It's something that sounds a whole lot like dilithium crystals from Star Trek, but it's a little different. Diconium or something like that. Let's go ahead and rotate ourselves around so that we can keep the planet down and have some sense of orienting ourselves here. Oh man, is that a lot of enemies? I think that this is a lot of enemies. Oh no. Are they at least like small enemies? Oh, I need to shift down to combat speed in order to have any sort of effect on these guys whatsoever. Switch to ring blasters for a second and see if maybe we can harm them with that. Oh, I saw a few little explosions go off. Your health does regenerate automatically. Oh, some of these guys are already... Oh. Some of those guys were already damaged enough that they were retreating. Doesn't seem like you can actually really kill enemies in this. They just kind of get damaged enough that they give up and burn up into fiery orbs of death and fly away. It seems like these enemies are kind of weak, even though there's a lot of them around. So maybe we can go ahead and take them off. Take them out, rather. Oh, no. Got hit by one too many missiles. Oh man, they're still pummeling me even though I'm... Hey guys, sorry about that. The recording died on me, and that's because I am using a different form of recording than I normally would. That's because my usual method for recording isn't working on this game for some reason. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and drop down here on the planet because this plus sign looks different than the other ones, and I think maybe this will lead to me having something else that I need in order to keep on going here. So we failed at combat horribly, but since we loaded our game back up, we're back at full health, and we can now attempt an atmospheric entry, which, if we go too fast doing this, we will take a lot of damage. Even though it looks like we're on fire right now, we're not actually taking damage, we're just kind of experiencing atmospheric frictional heat or whatever. You can kind of look around and do whatever you want to in this mode because you don't really want to propel yourself into the planet, at least not at this point. There might be some kind of upgrades or something you can get that make this easier. I know that there is a thing in the options menu that you can change. Oh, this plus sign looked different because there are enemies, like, right there. And it seems like they were guarding this. Let's go down and see what it was, because they didn't see us. Anyway, you just kind of want to free fall through the atmosphere, and that makes things a little bit easier. And if you start to take damage, you can kind of just orient yourself so that down to your ship is down towards the planet, and then just hit spacebar. Or if you're pointed down towards the planet, just hit S a little bit to slow yourself down and back up a little bit, and you'll slow down enough that your damage will start regenerating slowly over time. I don't like to use the setting that makes the re-entry easier, because I like the realism of it, and I appreciate it. And I think it's so cool that it's like seamless between these actual planets that exist in the game's space, rather than like loading screen and then boom, you're on the planet or whatever. So I like to keep it all pretty much as real as possible here. Yeah, graceful landing there. Oop. Okay, we're landed, and as soon as the game decides that we're landed again, there we go. We can... Oops, wrong door. We can exit our ship and collect these materials from the surface that are located at this plus sign. And I'm hoping that since this one looked like it was kind of defended by enemies, maybe there will be something really cool here. Some ammo. What's this? Oh, a communication decryption key for the FTL communicator. This one's a data stick with some more flavor text and stuff to read. This was put into the game by the developers for extra stuff to read, and it may eventually kind of tip you off as to some things that you might need to know or want to know to check out. I haven't really read much of it so far. I've read a few of them. I usually just add them to the archives and read them later when I'm bored. Let's see, missile ammo. And that was everything that we have. Oh wait, no, there's something else because the plus sign is still here. That's a good sign that there's still something laying about. Let's get up to a nice high place and have a look around. Ah, this little canister. What's in here? Oh, just an empty barrel. Okay, now the plus sign's gone, and we can get back on our ship and be along our way. Unfortunately, this is where the game kind of changes from you having an objective, which is, you know, finding your... let's see. Let's just remotely pilot the ship from right there in the airlock. This is where the game changes from having this objective of like finding your crystals to power your liminal drive and finding the different planets and stuff like that, to like, I'm not really sure what I should be doing right now. I think there's more to do in the game because there's a planet that I wasn't able to go to once because the atmosphere was too cold and my ship started freezing as soon as I tried to go towards it. And I have one temperature control unit right now, but I think there was supposed to be another one here on this planet, and I haven't found it yet. So I'm going to assume for now that this is kind of the drop-off point for content in the game, and at this point you would just be playing it to enjoy the kind of coolness of traveling around space and enjoying combat and peaceful nature of things. Maybe there's something I haven't found yet that is necessary for understanding the next stage of what I have to do. Maybe I find better weapons, or maybe some other gizmo or gadget that allows me to do something else with the game. Although I'm kind of thinking that once NPCs and base raiding and enemy boarding and stuff like that is possible, this will really open up into something much, much bigger and grander, and there won't be any doubt as to whether there's something to do in it or not. At this point, I'm just kind of in this stage of like, okay, what now? And I do enjoy just playing it and flying around and stuff like that, but that's not going to be enough for everybody. So if that, if just having the ability to travel to these different planets and fly around and explore doesn't excite you, and you need like objectives and stuff, then I can't give this my full recommendation yet. I do know that on these scanners here, sometimes these... Okay. Sometimes it'll tell you like where equipment is located, and I did find a heating unit upgrade on the purple planet there. And there was supposed to be one on the brown one at the top, which is the one I was just at. But I haven't found one there yet. I think that they are for this place where I am currently. Because as you can see, it's very blue and icy and such. And when I tried to go down onto it before, whoa, okay, I was freezing to death. So let's see what happens if I get close to it this time. I don't think I had the one temperature control unit the last time I came here. And if I don't get some kind of direction of what I should be doing soon, then I'm going to assume that this is kind of where it becomes just about enjoying flying around and not so much about actually having like objectives to accomplish or whatever. Not that that's a bad thing, but... Ooh, okay. Alright, steep re-entry. Yes, I know. Okay, we slowed down enough that we stopped taking damage. And now we're fine, and we can just kind of free fall towards the planet. We're free to look around, and we can see now that the atmosphere here, whereas the other one was kind of brown, and this one even tints the sun differently. This one is kind of greenish, bluish, once we're inside. Very nice effect having these different atmospheric colors and stuff like that. I really enjoy what the game is even already, even before any more content or anything like that is added. I just have to throw that in there and say that because I really believe it's true. I've always wanted a really cool game like this where you can just kind of freely move in and out of different atmospheres and stuff. This is a big dream of mine come true. And if even more gets added to it in the meantime, that would just be absolutely amazing for me. So we've accomplished re-entry, and we might as well go ahead and check out what one of these plus signs is. Oh, this has like these deep rifts and stuff over there. I'm going to have to go check some of those out. So, once again, use cruising speed to get down kind of close. I'm going to go ahead and shift down to combat speed just because I want to try to do this right and not have like a big horrible crash. Game is pretty forgiving on your landing speeds and stuff like that, and even if you do take some damage, it will... Whoa! Okay, uh-oh. Okay, well this is another mechanic of the game. We have to land kind of quickly now because there is a fire on board and it's dealing us like permanent damage. So, or not permanent damage, but it's dealing us like constant damage. So let's land quickly and get out. And where's the fire? It must be a small one. I've had major fires before that take up like the entire inside of the ship. Okay, in this case it seems like just the engine got all in a tizzy. We're good now. We're good. Let's get back in... Well, no. We can probably just walk to wherever we need to go to get this plus sign. Okay, yeah, it's just up on this glacier. It'll give us a nice chance to look around and admire the textures of a different planet for once. One that's bluer and icier looking. And yeah, I was right. The temperature control unit that I found before did indeed get us access to this planet because it was too cold to come here before, but now we're good. This fire extinguisher, by the way, it's just something I picked up from the inside of the ship. It's one of the things that you can place when you are designing your ship interior layout. Okay, another encryption key, an empty crate, an empty crate. Hail blaster ammo. Ah, that's a new weapon. Okay. Another thing that I'm just going to add to the archives for now. And anything else? Anything else? Anything at all? Okay. Yeah, our ship looks like it's crash landed now. But it's fine. It's just at a weird angle. We just had kind of a rough landing. I meant to shift down to the docking speed a lot more quickly than that, but I was talking and got distracted and blah 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 excuses and such. Oh, another good thing to note is that gravity is different on different planets. The gravity on the little asteroids especially, very, very low gravity. You could jump and you won't come down for about 15 seconds or so. I haven't timed it, just seems like about 15 seconds. On this planet, you jump and you just kind of come right back down. And the ship has artificial gravity, so jumping in here didn't actually prove anything. Let's go outside, and yeah. So, Hail Blaster ammo, eh? Makes sense that I'd find that on an ice planet. Let's see what it looks like when we use it. Switch to special weapon ammo, and... Oh! I wonder if that actually freezes opponents, and, I don't know, keeps them from being able to fire or move correctly for a few seconds or something. That would be awesome. So, now, I can tell that there are still some things that I need to find and discover in this game, and there's still stuff to do. It'll be, of course, even better when there's even more stuff to do, but at least now I can rest assured that I haven't yet found everything that this game has to offer. And, yeah, if you enjoy exploring space and you like the idea of this game where you can move freely in and out of planets' atmospheres and explore the solar system and fly through ice canyons and stuff like that, I think this is a highly enjoyable thing, and you will get exactly what you want out of this. With the prospect of possibly having even more stuff to do in it eventually, which is just... The idea amazes me, and I really hope that the guy continues to work really hard on this project and get a lot of progress made on it and stuff. That's why I'm making a video about it, too. That's why I usually make videos about games, is because I want to show people stuff that I think is cool. And what I'm trying to do right now is come just barely out of the atmosphere. Actually, let's point upward. And open the airlock. And, that's kind of a scary sight. As soon as I leave this threshold here, I'm pretty sure I'm going to fall straight down. So let's do it! Okay, there we go. Yeah, when the perspective switches like that. Oh, I was still hanging on to the ramp here. Yeah. I can kind of walk on this ramp still, even though... Oh, there we go. Bye-bye, ship! It's gonna hang there, supported by its own inertial dampeners or whatever, and just chill in space while I fall to the surface. It may not look like I'm falling, but trust me, it's a very slow process, but I've done this before. And you will eventually reach the surface, and it's kind of funny and glorious, and I like it. And, and you can also tell because the ship is pretty much invisible now. Still a little green dot there, but that's just the indicator of where it is. Nice peaceful drop down towards the planet's surface, and with that, I will end the video, perhaps on a time-lapse here, and let you guys enjoy the sights as we fall to our doom. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. By the way, there's no fall damage yet. I was just kidding about the doom part.